All right, making sure we have our microphone on. Don't want to do this again, especially, don't want to have to do this again, especially considering we are 33 minutes to market open. So let's review today, Thursday, AM session. New York Open. We had not quite the day we wanted, but the day we will take every single day. Let's do a little review. Okay, you know what? Why don't we start with replay? Let me see. Bar. Okay. Bar. We could have only had a jagged bias up at this point. Actually, I think we had a jagged bias down. Honestly, I have no idea what our jagged bias was. Oh, this is way a little bit too early. Yeah, this is too early, but let's see. Okay. Blah, blah, blah. Let price. Right, I remember now. Yeah, it came up here. This was still 830. This would have been a nice, if you could take it. Maybe use Pivot or something. Not sure yet. All right, getting into 930. The only jagged bias we could have had was down. Price just, it left no areas for, no, it's still a jagged bias down. Honestly, there was no real jagged bias today. I was just thinking we were all the way up, kind of had to go down. But I said, let's see if I wanted to build a narrative. Maybe we come up here, go down further, see what happens. I think some people were talking about sweeping Asia high. I like that idea a lot. We swept it. We literally just tapped it. But I saw we had this first presented fair value gap here, and another one up here, and then this bearish breakaway gap, and I figured, well, couldn't really do too much with that in terms of getting past that area. Everything is bearish. So I said, let's just watch it and see what happens. Getting to be 930. Looks like we already swept it, but it didn't really come down with the aggression that I would have liked, especially considering the fact that we're so close to 930. I don't like the market to move so much so close to 930. When it does, it generally has a meaning. And I'm not yet talented enough to tell you what that means. So let's play it out and see what happens. Honestly, I did call out here that it would probably get sucked into the opening range gap settlement and give us a minuscule gap. I did take this trade. I took the trade from like here, but I got stopped out because I didn't put my stop in structure or even close to where it should have been. I could have taken that for a quick, almost 50 points. Well, yeah, maybe even more than 50 points. I was in like here. I got stopped out here because I literally put my stop right here, and it tapped it, boom, I was out. So I missed that, but that's okay because if I'd stayed in that trade, I probably would have looked for a reason to try to stay in it longer. I don't like being in trades before 9:30 unless I'm confident that it's moving in my direction anyway, and because everything lines up to go in that direction. Didn't have that, so it's better that I got out anyway. It looked like it was going for a resweep. Didn't like that idea. Said maybe it's going for more liquidity. See what happens. Okay, getting close to 9:30. Okay, and 9:30. So you say, where's our ladder today? Well, this is our ladder. Our ladder is absolutely minuscule because if you saw opening range gap was basically right here. This was our ladder. Our ladder was about 40 points maybe, if that. Let's see, from here, 58. 53. Our ladder was 5 points. Even worse. My word. So it immediately ran right through the ladder. It was essentially useless. It may serve as a line at this point, but that's not even what I was looking for. Honestly, I said, okay, what are we doing instead since we can't use this because I couldn't even see it? What are we doing instead? We came up, we touched New York AM from yesterday's high, we rejected it. What does that mean? Well, it means maybe we're bullish, right? We went right through the ladder after all, the non-existent ladder. Let's see, do we get a candle close inside? Yes, we do. Now, can we get a candle close above it? Let's see. Next candle. Boom. We get another candle close. So this is yesterday's AM, New York AM, first presented fair value gap. So we didn't even print the one from today. Good thing we had this one on. We reject Sydney's. Okay. Still didn't even print outside of it. So I'm thinking, this is probably going to turn around. If you can't even get a candle closure outside of the fair value gap, it's not a good sign. Next candle. What do we have? I was actually in here. I think it was either this candle or this candle I got in. It's like 84. So I got in somewhere around here. So I must have gotten in on this candle as this candle was declining or descending for the non-existent ladder. Rejection of the consequent encroachment. No interest in printing inside to the north side of this 1% fair value gap. Printing it couldn't even print inside. I said this is absolutely bearish. Let's hope it melts. And I was in 84, and then I was white knuckling it for a bit, just because I'd like to see. And boom, I like that. Created a 1% fair value gap for the session. That's why you saw this one disappear. Good. And then I was here. I had my stop in structure because I got in at a reasonable time because the candles it wasn't choppy. Had my stop in structure. I thought about trailing it a little bit, but I said, let's trade properly. Okay. I didn't like that it came down and rejected here. This was concerning to me, but I said, we have this massive bearish breakaway gap. So I like to see this get respected. I want, if anything, to see this get respected. I think I moved my stop to like right here or something like that at this point. Just because I didn't want to see anything. I didn't want to see this fair value gap this bearish breakaway gap get invalidated. And I also inversed. And I also didn't want to see anything come up here. I wanted it to remain bearish. I wanted it to just fall. So let's see. I did struggle a little bit, but it printed. So this was a nice area, 2 stacked first presented fair value gaps. I could have literally just taken this from here to here, and that would have been a nice little day. But I wanted a little bit more, so I said, I'm gonna see what's going on. Honestly, I think I did get out early. Yeah, I think I got out somewhere. I got out early. I got out here, even though I didn't see this candle print. This candle had not yet printed. It made a higher high. So it came somewhere around, it was like somewhere around here. And I said, you know what? I don't like that. I'm already up $1,000 across each of my 5 accounts. I want to ensure that I lock in my 4 digits just because 1, consistency, and 2, I wanted to lock it in. So I exited. I could have let it stay. I saw that this is this very strong area. We had the PM first presented fair value gap stacked on top of the Tokyo first presented fair value gap. This is the PM from yesterday. The 2 of these, plus we have the previous week's high here. I said this is a very strong area. It was a former OTE for a long, very strong area. Rejection of this bullish breakaway gap, as it was concerning. This honestly, if it didn't stop here, so I didn't see it even wick out, which honestly I closed it early. If I had been patient, I could have seen that this candle did not close north of this Tokyo first presented fair value gap, which is a sign that it's probably going to stay bearish, and immediately reverse. So since it immediately reversed, it came all the way down here. I saw it here this is the Euro first presented fair value gap. My thoughts were, this is absolutely it couldn't even make it to it. I may hold on and under normal circumstances, but like I said, I was already out by around here, somewhere around maybe here. Um, got out prematurely. I could have definitely held this for a little bit longer. Honestly, it didn't even make it to the euro first percent fair value gap, which would have been a little troublesome. I would have to market exit that trade as well. Yeah. Oh, actually, no. We did make it. We did make it, but we still rejected the consequent encroachment. No print inside. Looking for a reason to get out of this trade already, especially because of the turnaround. Honestly, I was thinking this. See, and then I saw the green candle. I'm thinking this could very easily be the Judas swing, and I don't want to get caught up in this coming all the way back around. So that's how you take this trade specifically. And then what happens for the rest of the day? Let's find out. I watched it, but let's see. Okay. So see, notice we do print to the south side of the euro first presented fair value gap. You're not supposed to do this much printing past it if it's going to turn around. But on the bright side, we're already out of the trade, so we don't have to worry about that. The reality is, this is a really good trade. Definitely should have been out on by here on the print on the other side, especially if you didn't get out definitely here. As you see, this is telltale signs. It's almost as though this is a harbinger for a turnaround, and this is a clear indication that you're likely turning around. Once you print past this, I think you could call this a change in the state of delivery, let's say. I'm not even 100% sure. Market structure shift, maybe? I'm not very good with that stuff. But yeah, structure shift bullish. So yeah, market structure shift. Yeah, so that's how you've taken this. Maybe later I'll do another recap when I look at the fibs and such. But this is my recap my recap of my trade for the day.